Hello. What up, everybody? I hope all is well. Sorry the live stream is later than usual. Well, not. Yeah, it was scheduled to start at 9 today, but usually I'm at 8:30. It's a bit of a crazy day. I had more rehearsal today with the band. Hey, Jacarius. What's up? It was, yeah, full band practice today. And, we learned a whole new song. Well, they've been learning on their own, but this is the first time we got to play it as a whole, as a band. It's all good, Jacarius. Life gets busy, I understand. It's good to see ya. Oh, man. Glad to hear it, Jacarius. But yeah, sorry, live stream's later than usual. It's gonna be a weird... Sorry if my voice is loud, by the way. I saw the microphone was really loud. The rest of August is gonna be a little bit tricky for live streams because of the upcoming show. But I will be here. If I'm like a half an hour longer, whatever, I'll be here. On Sundays. Wednesdays, I'm going to take a little break until the end of the month, and then, back to it. Yeah, I hope you guys had a good weekend. Haven't been on social media that much. That's fair, man. Yeah, it's been a weird week for me, I'm not gonna lie. But hey Kaiwan. But yeah, ups and downs, a bit of a roller coaster this week. But I'm hanging in. I don't know. Thank goodness that I kind of have this outlet to A, talk to you guys on here, and B, also with the music in the band. It's great distractions from life. Hey SLJ. Oh. Alright, Kaiwan. Hey Angel. Welcome all. Hope y'all are doing good. Hope y'all are doing well. But yeah, welcome to General Hospital Envy, my GH after show. It's gonna be more or less organized. Yeah, only because we had to do some rehearsals today with the band, and I didn't get to thoroughly kind of work my notes out. So we go and talk about all the things that I do have on here, which, to be fair, is a lot. It's just less structured. That's all. But yeah, it was an okay week on General Hospital. Well, first I want to say, apparently this week there were scenes that they only shot about a week and a half ago that aired this week, and I'm pretty sure it was the scenes of Spinelli and Mac and Cody and Maxie out in the park. And I think potentially there's some Jason scenes that we haven't seen yet that'll also have been shot just like around that same time frame. Hey Brooklyn. Was an interesting week, yeah. We're, I guess, full swing of the new writers as well. We kind of mentioned that last week because I think they started officially the previous Thursday. But yeah, no, this was the first week with the new writers in full. Well, I say new, but it's Elizabeth Corday and Chris Van Etten, who was the writer they fired before they hired Patrick, before they fired Patrick as well. Why the hell did they do that shot scene before it was out of place? I don't know if it was necessarily out of place, but I thought it would be something more significant than what we got. I don't know. Very weird to me. But yeah, let's get into first let's get into the Mac and Cody stuff. So James, Maxie's son, has been pretty much angry at Mac because Mac won't let him. Well, actually, I guess he's been mad at Maxie because he thinks that Maxie forbade him from having lessons with Cody anymore, but really it was Mac. Mac kind of pulled the plug on there. If I was Maxie, I wouldn't even have let that happen in the first place. Be like, you don't actually get to make decisions for my child. Straight up. Chris was basically demoted, then promoted. Exactly. So dumb. But yeah, so they were all outdoors in the same old park, and James is kind of miserable there. And when everyone is kind of distracted, he runs off. By the way, hard to catch, but in the background were two little girls playing somewhat behind James and the rest of the gang. Those girls were actually Bradford Anderson's daughters. I guess I had to go to work because it was like a last minute thing, and there we have it. They've made their GH debut, which I guess is fine. I don't know. I wouldn't have noticed, obviously, unless Bradford didn't bring it up during his podcast with Steve. But yeah, anyway, James runs off, and then everyone realizes that James is missing. Of course, Maxie's first assumption is that he's at the Q's, and she goes there. She doesn't see him at first. She had gone to the stables. Cody and Sasha were there about to make love and go all in on their relationship. Angel, you said Maxie is the parent and Mac is the grandpa. If I was Maxie, I wouldn't have stopped the lessons. Exactly. I don't know why she did. That was so dumb, but she did, and obviously she resented Mac for it. I don't know. The Maxie, I know, wouldn't have even have flinched and been like, no, you're going to lessons regardless. But yeah, so anyway, James had ran off. He ends up at the boathouse, and he gets stuck in the boathouse while Willow and Nina are talking about the fact that she kissed Drew. And Willow's on this whole kick of like, she is quitting the job that Drew hired her for, going back into nursing. It is quite clear that Willow left because she doesn't want to be around Drew anymore because she's so attracted to him and she's so ashamed. And they actually had that conversation in the boathouse at one point this week. Before James got in there. And then I guess the next time we see the boathouse, Willow had forgotten her hat, went back there, and then Nina was there at the boathouse as well, and it was this whole thing. But yeah, they talk about it, and James overhears everything, and he's kind of like, he's flinching a little bit. So my guess is that James is probably going to mention it to Wiley. That's the only way, like, something's going to happen that's going to out the fact that they kissed at some point. I mean, I'm here for it. And again, I said this last week, they're sort of a fair, not really a fair, they're one kiss stand thus far. Started to seem really one-sided the last little while, last like 10 days or so. He doesn't seem as interested in Willow anymore. He actually jumped into bed with Nina. So he seemed to have forgotten about Willow, and Willow can't stop thinking about him. They were even stuck in an elevator at one point, and it was a whole thing. And I don't know. Hey Nathan. Angel, you said, I hope James tells the tea. I hope he does too. Michael's true love is now Vincent. Who's Vincent? But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the Drew and Willow thing was so random that I can't take any of the story seriously. It's like, and the fact that they're making it all Willow now is wild. Obviously, this feels like a reversal from the previous writing team to this one. I'm sure. I don't know. I don't know what the thought process was into converting this into a one-sided Willow crush that she can't get over because of one kiss. Really had to think, how is Cody James's uncle? I thought Cody would be James' cousin. Well, they're going on the notion that Mac and Felicia are married. Therefore, he's technically Maxie's dad. He did raise her, but like in all, in that sense, Cody is his uncle. I think. Wait, what? Hold on. Does that make sense? I'm lost. I've lost myself. But yeah, anyway. So after Willow and Nina leave, James is trying to get this. I don't know. He's playing with a frisbee. He throws it into the water for some reason. And was like, oh, what? And then he decided to like try to reach for it, and he fell into the lake. And then, of course, eventually Cody shows up, sees that James is struggling in the lake, even though he's usually a pretty good swimmer in like a pool setting. Like none of it made sense. None of it made sense. He rescues James, and it's this whole thing. Everyone is relieved. Mac, he's feeling like shit because James ran away because of the fact that he is mad at Cody. But without the marriage, wouldn't Cody be James' blood cousin? I guess. Yeah. I suppose. I don't know. Soap families are hard to fathom and figure out. I'll have to do a deep dive one day and see if there is blood relations there and whatnot. Not blood cousin, but a cousin. Cousin, yeah. Sure. Sorry, I'm lost in all of that. Yeah, family dynamics are weird on the show for sure, especially with the Scorpio clan. But yeah, anyway, so Mac basically apologizes to James. Maxie, obviously she wants to punish James for running off again, but she says, you're allowed to ride with Cody again. And James is like, why did you stop me from seeing him in the first place? And Mac kind of confesses, it's because of me. I'm mad at Cody. And James is like, why? And he's like, because he's my son. I mean, obviously they can't. He's a child. They're not going to go into the specifics of everything. But suffice to say, he says he's not mad anymore, and he's sorry that he kept him away, and all is forgiven. They're all family, the whole shebang. And Cody and Mac hug it out at the end of the week. I kind of wish that there was a bit more emotion on Mac and Cody's side. I think Cody definitely had it in his eyes a little bit, but I wanted like full on tears to hug. I wanted like a full on tear hug. Like that's such a big thing for Mac to have a child. So, and Cody's been longing for his father for a year now to kind of have that relationship, and now they're gonna have that chance to have one. I like that before this all happened, Felicia really put Mac in his place and was like, this is ridiculous. Like, called him stubborn, called him out on being so judgmental of Cody because of his shady past, as if Mac didn't have his own. And, they even alluded to Mac's first scenes where Robert pushed him off the dock. Which we watched when John York came back to the show on a GHMV Reacts episode. Speaking of Robert, though, I hope we get a scene where Robert and Mac talk about the fact that Mac has a son. Because Robert kind of went through the same thing when he was younger with Robin. You know, he had a daughter that suddenly appeared out of nowhere. Obviously, Robin was a lot younger than Cody, but, you know, same thing. I think it merits an on-screen conversation. We just haven't seen Tristan Rogers in a while. Cody is Mac's son, and Maxie is Mac's daughter, so that's how Cody would be James' uncle. But if technically both Cody and Maxie are Mac's children, then how wouldn't that just make them like? Hold on, I had a brain fart. Yeah, he'd be James. That's how he would be James' uncle. Yeah, you're right. I was gonna be like, aren't they brothers? No, but like, I guess in James's head they kind of are, because of that one conversation they had a few weeks ago. But yeah, so that's how Cody would be James's uncle. Thank you for explaining this, SLJ. Where is Robert? Emma Samms is coming back. Yeah, that's true. She is coming back. I mean, hopefully we'll get to see them both. Otherwise, I feel like it defeats the purpose. Although I think Emma Samms is coming back as a part of Lucky's story somehow. But still, if they have Emma Samms on and they don't have Tristan on, that's such a waste. That's fair, Kaiwan. But yeah, so that's all the Cody and Mac stuff. I guess we can get a little bit into the Kristina stuff and kind of the things surrounding it. The first thing I haven't really talked about much, but I should be saying it. Like, the last few weeks, we have heard Kristina say, my baby, my baby, my baby, my baby, my baby, my baby, endlessly to everyone. And, like, no one's really saying anything about it. And I'm concerned that nobody's really saying anything about it. Like, maybe they're just trying to tiptoe around the fact that Kristina's mourning, you know, the loss of that child. Yes, it was biologically hers. Yes, she carried it. Maybe they're just thinking emotions are high. But, like, I would like a scene where, like, two people that have talked to Kristina talk to each other about that. Because, like, this seems a little bit wild to me. Jakarius, we're going to talk about that in a second. I have a similar theory, but I feel like I'll tell you what I feel like in a moment. We'll get into it. We'll get into it for sure. But yeah. I just want someone to have a conversation with each other about Kristina saying "my baby" all the time, just so I don't feel crazy here. And Kristina's in her want to revenge mode. She wants revenge on Ava. So, you know, I can see how you see that this could be like leading to Ava's death. So I don't know. I think that if anyone's gonna die between Ava, anyone that's kind of trying to take Sonny down right now, I think it's gonna be Jagger. But we'll get into that in a bit. Before we get into that, I do want to talk about Kristina breaking up with Blaze and the fact that the actress is no longer on the show. Like, that I don't know how I feel. I mean, I'm kind of annoyed, for sure. They seem to just like, I don't know. The way that the actress put it on her Instagram, she seemed blindsided by this. I feel like to me it seems like she shot her last scenes and then was told she was let go. Very much like Lucky, Greg Vaughn's Lucky when he was let go. And that makes me mad. I hate when they do that to, you know, actors on the show. Like, give them the heads up, you know? But, I mean, Blaze is going off to go on tour with Miguel, which is great for the character. Kristina basically pushed her out the door, broke up with her. Yeah, we're going to talk about that too, Angel. Yeah, so she broke up with Blaze. Blaze left, poor Charles, and Natalia is still here. And honestly, I wouldn't mind her leaving. If they're gonna let go of Blaze, why are we keeping her mom? Like, that seems crazy to me. And it's also just like an insult. Like, the only real like LGBTQ representation for a couple was Blaze and Kristina. And like, yeah, Kristina's still there, but she's not going to be in a relationship again. Like, she's not. I don't see them bringing on someone new for her anytime soon. So, like, why? Like, is it just because they're just kind of like cutting loose what they believe is the dead weight to make room for budgets big enough to fit in Jonathan Jackson and Emma Samms and Rick Hurst? Because that's the only reason that I can think of. People are attacking Kate Manzi, thinking Kate got Blaze fired. What? Oh, come on. Like, Chris, I feel like I'm guessing that's soap Twitter, because of course it is. Like, of course she's not the reason. They seem to get along just fine. And I think Kristina really liked telling an LGBTQ love story because it's an important, important thing for the show and to represent. And now she's going to be nothing about finding a relationship and finding love. She's going to be all about revenge on Ava for the next little while. And then she'll probably just be single and like ushered to the background, I'm sure. That's what annoys me. Ugh. Yeah, that's just frustrating. And then also, so the way that they're going to keep Natalia, Kate Manzi's firing back on Twitter, good. I'm glad she is. But yeah, the way that they're keeping Natalia is Sony's like, you know what? I'm going to invest in deception now. Our record company is debunked because the one artist we were going to hire is on tour. And we're just never going to talk about it again. Help me understand. I would have thought it was... I would like to see Brooklyn have her own record company and maybe have Lois be involved in that. And now we're just back to Deception, the magazine that nobody cares about. For what? For what? But yeah, so they're going to have Natalia sort of be in charge of, like, I don't know, money-related stuff with the magazine. It's just so dumb. It's so dumb. People got mad that Kate said Kristina is bisexual, even though Perez Hilton in an interview said that Kristina is gay. Well, we saw on screen that Kristina is bisexual. It felt weird that they were just calling her gay for a while when, like, Kristina's whole story was that she was, like, sexually fluid back when, we realized that Kristina was seeing a girl, like, while she was in college. A girl when I say girl, her teacher, her female teacher. Oh, she was a mess. SLJ said the character of Natalia is probably going to go soon because she serves no purpose. You would think, but I feel like they're keeping her on because of her her soap fame, so to speak. I know that she's kind of like, I don't know about legendary, but like well known in the soap world from the 90s especially. So I feel like GHC's having that actress there as an asset in some kind of way, though she's playing like arguably one of the worst characters. Maybe they're thinking, well, now she's got no one to be homophobic about because her daughter's not here. So that just makes her a good character. It seems so dumb to me. It seems so dumb. I would, like, if we had to keep one of the two, Blaze and Natalia, I would pick Blaze. And if the choice is just Natalia, then get rid of them both. I feel like that would clear up a lot of budget, and they can bring back other GH characters that, we'd like to see back. Like her daughter. But no, like, what I mean is, like, well-known characters that would be welcomed back with open arms should they bring them back here. Nathan, you said, what in the world is Tracy doing now? She should be getting ELQ back, but nope, the company doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, it's a bit silly. She's sort of famous and she's a very dynamically good character. I wouldn't say dynamically good character. Why? For what? Like, how is she dynamic? She's a homophobic mom. That's like a music manager, and now they got rid of the record company, so now they're putting her into a magazine. Like, what? The only asset is that she's a good actress, but character-wise, she's a one-note pony. There's like no layers to her. All right. Now, as for like the Molly and TJ side of things, Molly, up until this point, had been very, like, close with Kristina since they lost the baby. They, you know, like they were seeming to bond, but I guess in the back of Molly's head this whole time, she kind of blames Kristina a little bit for losing the baby. Because, you know, why did she go over to Ava's? If she hadn't gone over there, the baby would be fine, the baby would be born, all this other stuff, which I totally get. Now, TJ, he obviously he's fully blamed Kristina for this all around. Him and Molly have not been communicating, so, you know, they haven't really discussed this, and I think that probably most likely as well, TJ is probably wanting to tiptoe around the subject of Kristina right now because, you know, that's her sister and they're clearly all mourning the loss of this baby. So I think he's just kind of, you know, letting her deal with Kristina and just keeping his distance. However, he goes over to Ava to hear her side of the story. Now, I don't know why he feels like he should trust Ava or that he'd trust Ava more with the story than Kristina's side of the story. That seems dumb to me. But we got to talk about what Ava's been up to this week alongside Jagger and Scotty, the trio of idiots, their dumb plan. So, you know, Jagger had taken out the pharmacist guy, hid him in some kind of warehouse, to kind of hide him away from Sunny, from getting to him. Sunny's got all eyes on Jagger and Ava right now, and he saw Jagger, Ava, and Scotty at the gallery all together, and he had a guy follow Scotty, who went to the pharmacist because their plan was to go over to Windermere to kind of lure Sunny there, I guess, or something like that. And so, like, Scott goes to pick up the pharmacist, and then he's like, you know what? Let me go. I'll be right back. I'm going to get you some snacks. And in that time, Jason manages to get there. Because, again, they had all eyes on Scotty. And Scotty comes back with the groceries, sees Jason in there, and just runs off. And Jason, he gets the truth out of the pharmacist. So the truth that Valentine is the culprit who lowered Sunny's dosage, but that Ava, you know, put the placebos to zero, or put the pills to zero, essentially placebos. What I'm trying to understand with Ava is this whole time she's not even been like iffy about like Jagger and Scotty and anyone being around the pharmacist and getting the truth out of him. Like, she's acting like she forgot she also lowered Sunny's pills even more. Like, that's why I'm just confused. I'm just confused on that front. But yeah, I feel like Jagger is just getting more and more unhinged, and it's the kind of unhinged that I can recall from like the Guza days, where like a character that's like somewhat relatively normal suddenly goes off the deep end, and and to me that's a sign that like this character is about to get killed off, because he's going full throttle into trying to come after a character that never loses. So Sunny, I feel like Jacarius, you said that you think it's Ava that's gonna die. I think it's Jagger that's gonna die. Just because of how unhinged he's acting. And to that end, even Ava seems pretty iffy about like trying to go after Sunny full throttle the way that Jagger is doing it. And Scotty comes back to the gallery to warn them that Jason's with the pharmacist. And Jagger's like, he's going to make his next move, which apparently is to get Kristina arrested. Basically, Jagger says, here's what we're going to do to Ava. He's having this conversation with Ava. He says, we are going to make it look like Kristina was the reason why she went out the window. Because, the pictures, you have her hand on her, but you were just defending yourself. They're just spinning the story to what is honestly kind of accurate. But they're just gonna make sure that Kristina is the one that gets to pay for this. So I don't know. That part, like, the only thing confusing about that is that they're acting like this didn't actually happen and that they're spinning the story into this lie. They're obviously gonna paint Kristina. They're gonna exaggerate Kristina's behavior because they say that she was acting unhinged. She wasn't really. She was just confronting Ava. But essentially, they're gonna make it seem like Kristina attacked Ava when she didn't. So, while Jagger could get framed as the one who lowered Sunny's meds and get sent to prison, that's a good point. I mean, well, here's the thing. Jason already knows it's Valentine. I'm curious as to what he's going to do. Is he going to bring that to Anna? Because I'd like him to do that. I'd like him to show Anna who the guy that she helped escape really is. That he messed with someone's medication to make them far more dangerous than they were. Like, I don't know. I just feel like for me, I know that Anna and Valentine have like their fandom. I have never been a fan of them. I was glad that she was seeing the light with Valentine, so when they had her help him escape, that annoyed the crap out of me. And it really was truly for nothing because the WSB got Jack Brennan off scot-free, so I'm assuming that Valentine is a part of that equation because he is also ex-WSB. So yeah, I don't know. Again, I think this is partially probably, the switch in the writers and they're changing things up with certain stories, but I feel like the damage was done with Patrick's writing, and I don't know. I don't know. It's a bit messy. I hope it gets less messy as the weeks go on. Angel said, I'm glad Jason knows that Valentine original medicine mix-up person. Yeah, I'm glad Jason knows too. And I wonder what Sunny's going to do with that. Is he going to just try to track Valentine down himself? Because he should. I mean, it keeps him out of Ava's sight so that he doesn't go after her. But yeah, I don't know. All those sort of story beats, they're a little bit messy and out of control right now. And I'm giving it some grace in the sense that we are in another writer's switch and they're ending certain things abruptly because Chris and Elizabeth probably have their own vision of what the show is. We'll see. It's a mess. It's a mess. Also, we did see Jack Brennan this week with Laura and Anna. It's probably the Australian accent, but I feel like they are just they're making Jack the new Robert, and having Jack and Anna sort of go back and forth the way that Anna would with Robert. It's going to make Anna bananas. But yeah, I don't know. I really what I'm waiting for at this point is Lucky, Rick, and Holly. Because I feel like those are the stories that are gonna kickstart the new writers' real stories. We kind of got a little glimpse of something with Lulu. Laura got a call, and we didn't hear what the call said, but Laura said, "Oh, I will come right away." And then Anna asks her what's up, and she's like, "It's Lulu." So I don't know what's going on with that. I guess we'll find out. Hopefully tomorrow or the next day. Secretly, I'm hoping that Laura runs into Lucky in Lulu's room, or are we gonna already see a new Lulu recast? I don't know. Or at the very least, it's gonna kickstart Lulu's sort of waking up. Even if we don't see that happen for another few weeks, or however long it takes, I think this is the start of that. Not the new Robert. Whose brother? What are you talking about? Brooklyn, you said Ava is worse. She messed with medication twice with Morgan and Sunny. She needs to pay for her actions. I mean, yeah, I agree. But I just, she kind of did pay for messing with Morgan for like the longest time. Her daughter was kept away from her for years as a result. She got her face burnt in half as well. She did some jail time for killing Connie, and she somehow what happened? She escaped, and then she disguised herself as Denise DiMuccio, and then how did she not go back to jail after that? That's what I kind of forget in that story. Could it be Laura's foe? What do you mean? Laura's foe? Oh, phone call from Lucky? Oh. I don't know. I was under the assumption that it was a doctor. Maybe I'm wrong, but I was under that assumption. Brandon? Who's Brandon? Oh, Brennan? New Jerry Jacks? I don't think he's as like crazy though, Jerry Jacks was something else. I kind of like Jerry Jacks. I miss Jerry Jacks. I miss Sebastian. But yeah, that was kind of GH in a nutshell this week. Sorry that it was a little bit all over the place. I promise once we're back into September, the shows will be regular again. I will say that the second week of September might have to take that week off. No, I should be able to do the Sunday, like September 8th. I should be able to do. But the Wednesday following is my birthday. So no Wednesday schedule that yet. No Wednesday schedule on the 11th, but we'll probably do one on the 4th. And then we'll just skip the 11th, and then then it'll be back to regular for good. But yeah, thanks for your patience, guys. I know things get a little bit hectic in here when I'm putting on a show. Can you please explain my shirt, the helmet? Okay, so this is a band name. This is Lost Love. They're a band from Montreal, my hometown, punk band, really cool. And they had a song called John Wayne Gretzky. So like John Wayne, and this is Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky is a hockey player from the Oilers, which is Edmonton's hockey team. He's not on there anymore. He's just a legendary player for a long time. He's very famous here in Canada. And they had a song that involved this. John Wayne and Wayne Gretzky making out. But yeah, that's my shirt. All right, guys. But thank you so much for tuning in again. I will catch you guys not this Wednesday, but for sure next Sunday. So if you liked this live stream, give it a big old thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to, and I will catch you guys next weekend. Mwah! Take care of yourselves. Have a great week. I'll see you Sunday. Bye.